Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Crime Unveiled with Courtney Bennett. Tonight, I'm going to go through two stories that I actually covered last week. One of them is an unsolved case. It dates back to 2011. I talked to the mother of this girl who was a victim of a hit and run. It happened again 2011 in July, and they found her body on the side of the road in Genesee Township. So we have that story that we're going to talk about tonight. And then there's also another story that I covered last Friday. Now, last Friday was actually the anniversary of a shooting that happened at Broom Park. There were multiple people shot back in 2021, and two of them died. Now, they were mostly the ones that were shot were mostly their teens to early 20s. The two who died were actually 18 and 19 years old. So I talked to one of the parents. So I have those two stories that we're going to cover for you tonight in case you missed either one of those. And they're always found on our website, midmichigannow.com. Here's the first story. Again, it's a Genesee Township hit and run unsolved after 13 years. And the mom right now is just, she's seeking justice. She wants someone to come forward. I'm going to go ahead and play for you that story right now.
I remember the good times and there's the bad times, but I'm not going to give up on her. If I didn't give up on her for the years that she was alive, why would I give up on her when she's dead?
Alexandria Steiner says her daughter Alexandria would be 35 today, but tragically her life ended before she even turned 23.
It's hard on me. It's an everyday thing. She's constantly in my mind.
Tamala says Alexandria was a mother to two children, both now in their teens. Tamala says both kids remind her of their mother.
They look so much like mom. Their attitude, they're into sports. They're strong. They want to go to college.
Now those kids will never get to know their mom, Alexandria. It was a Saturday in 2011 when Alexandria was killed. It happened on Center Road near Richfield in Genesee Township. All these years later, and still no one has been arrested in connection to her death.
I'm kind of angry.
This year, on the anniversary of Alexandria's death, Crime Stoppers of Flint and Genesee County highlighted her case, encouraging anyone to come forward anonymously.
But if you have that on your mind, on your conscience, go ahead, speak it. No one's going to know. Do the right thing. Do it for my daughter, Alex.
13 years is a long time without any answers. It's a pain Tamala says she lives with every day.
I can't change the past, but if I could have changed the moment, I wish she was here.
And again, that was Alexandria's mother, Tamala, who I talked to, and she just wants someone to come forward. And she talked about the idea of just not knowing who did this, not knowing who hit her daughter and just left her on the side of the road in Genesee Township. I'm going to pull up Crime Stoppers' website really quick. I have it linked on our website on this web story right here. But again, they highlighted her case on the anniversary, and you can find a lot of cases on Crime Stoppers if you just go to solve crime. So Alexandria's case is actually under the hit and runs. You can see right here. So again, Crime Stoppers, they do offer a reward, and it's up to $2,500, and only tips received through Crime Stoppers that help lead to a felony arrest are eligible for the cash reward. But again, this is all the details. So this happened July 23rd, 2011, and it was a hit and run on Center Road near Richfield in Genesee Township. At the time, she was 22 years old, and I asked her mom what she thought that she would be doing today, because she would be 35, and she did have those two kids. And she said that she would just be enjoying life and spending time with her one child, who right now Tamala says that she is raising. But again, if you have any information on this unsolved hit and run, you can contact Crime Stoppers and you will remain anonymous. It's 1-800-422-5245. You can also go to their website, and on their website, it lets you submit tips. You can submit them on the app or right here. So you can contact and it gives you all the information on how to submit those tips. And it's just important. And again, there are so many other unsolved here in Flint and Genesee County that Crime Stoppers does such a good thing for these families to help, answer the question on who could have done this to their loved ones. Here's all the homicides that they have that remain unsolved. And again, those hit and runs. Alexandria's case does date back to 2011, but there are other ones that are more recent, and these families, they just want answers. And if we can provide that for them, that's why it's important to just keep doing these stories and keep talking about their loved ones. So you can find that all on our website. I've linked all of that, and this story is on there as well. And again, Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward of up to $2,500 for any tips that lead to a felony arrest. I want to get to the second story that I covered last Friday. So Friday was the anniversary of a shooting that happened at Broom Park. So the families actually got together and they did a balloon release. They do this every single year. So it was August 9th. That this shooting happened, and it claimed the lives of Alyssa McMahon and Alvin Hollinger II. In total, on that day at Broom Park, there were 6 people shot. And again, those 2, unfortunately, were killed in that shooting. Now, one thing that the families had mentioned to me is that they're frustrated at this point because the suspect, who was arrested back in 2021, he still remains behind bars at the Genesee County Jail. And the family of Alvin, they told me that the case has just kind of stalled. It hasn't really gone anywhere. There's not been a trial date set. So, of course, there's no jury sitting, anything like that. He's set to be back in court next month. It's a pretrial hearing, so we'll have to see what happens there. But I'm going to go ahead and play the story that aired on Mid-Michigan Now at 10 and 11 on Friday nights.
And I had justice yet. So every day it's like reliving the first day. You wait for your son to come home and he's not coming home.
It's painful every day.
Every year on the anniversary of their son's death, Sharitha and Alvin Hollinger bring together family and friends to honor the lives of their son, Alvin II, and Alyssa McMahon.
We want our son and Alyssa to know that they are never forgotten, and we're going to stomp the pavement every day until we get justice for them.
Justice because they say the suspect charged in connection to this shooting continues to sit in the Genesee County Jail with no trial date on the calendar.
My son walked out the door, and before he walked out, he said, "I love you." I said, "I love you. Be careful." He said, "I'll be back in a little bit before I go to work." That little bit, he was killed in that 30 minutes.
On August 9th, 2021 at 12:40 a.m., gunshots rang out in Broom Park. 6 people were shot, 2 were killed. It was a large gathering, and Alvin's family says the shooting should have never happened.
Every day when you wake up, and it's that empty space and an empty room in our house.
It's not only Alvin's family living with the pain, his friends too, who gather every year to remember him.
It eases the pain of the day. Today is very heavy. So coming out here, seeing his family, it brings some joy to my heart.
Taiwan Dixon was Alvin's best friend. He wasn't there when the shooting occurred.
I wish I was. I think maybe I could have protected my friend.
Obviously, a lot of emotion right there, but also the sense of frustration, again, because that suspect who was identified after the shooting as Breon Walters, he remains behind bars at the Genesee County Jail, but hasn't gone anywhere since. And one thing that Alvin's mom told me, she said that, to keep having to relive that moment over and over again, because they have had court hearings. But again, it just keeps getting delayed. And he is expected in a courtroom, according to court records, next month, and it's for a pretrial hearing. This is a story that we have been following since the shooting happened in 2021. You could see that video that we had from that night. Again, shots rang out, 12:40, Broom Park. It was a large gathering of people. And Alvin's parents said that the shooting should have never happened. And many of them were very, they were young. They were in their early 20s and late teens. And, the suspect, again, is just behind bars at the Genesee County Jail. So that family is hoping for justice, and they say that they will continue to push for justice. I just want to highlight, again, both these stories on our website, midmichigannow.com, where you can read both of them. The unsolved one is under our news unsolved tab. And then if you just search Broom Park, you'll be able to find that story as well. I just want to thank you for joining us for Crime Unveiled tonight with Courtney Bennett. We'll be back Tuesday for another all-new show from the digital desk here.